All right, guys, so before I go through our PowerPoint for tonight, I first want to give you a couple announcements. Number one, we have a new coach training kicking off, a 2-week new coach training for the entire downline on December 2nd. Okay, so it's going to run for 2 weeks, and then we will do a week of a 24-hour push to Emerald, a week off, and that will be like the layout that we're going to do it going into 2020. I took a couple months off after having Braden and put all of the stuff into the units, and I think that that's not really working too well. So we're going to go back to doing just 2-week groups for new coaches. So when you bring new coaches in, or you have coaches that maybe want to restart their business, they can hop in that group, learn with us for 2 weeks, hop through the 24-hour push to Emerald. And here's the next announcement, which I'm really excited about, you guys, is after that, once they hit active Emerald, they can hop into our Prep to Diamond 4-week training. That's going to be happening every other month, okay? So our first one is kicking off in December. It starts December 2nd. The requirements to get into that, you guys, you need to be an active Emerald as of this Thursday. So that is November 28th, okay? Active Emerald, and you have to have at least 2 Success Club points on the board. In this group, I've told you guys, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, I'm not messing around. So in this group, there's no fluff, there's no trainings, it's action-based. It's helping you get, how to learn how to add to your network effectively, how to connect with people effectively, how to invite people effectively. But it won't be training-wise. We're going to be just doing it very simplified and action, action, action. Okay, so that'll be 4 weeks in December. And then January, we're going to kick off a push to Diamond. So we're going to do a new coach training every single month for the first 2 weeks of the month. Okay, and then every other week we're trading off between a Prep to Diamond and then a Push to Diamond 4-week group. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to have some awesome things happen in December, as well as the year of 2020. Last announcement, you guys, is the Doers Club is still very much moving forward. We have Coach Kate Schultes as our exclusive trainer in the month of December. She will be going, I believe it was December 4th, that she's going to hop in and go live. So you'll be able to watch that training with her, as well as the one from this month, if you're not in there currently, from Ashley McClellan, which was amazing. And what is the Doers Club? It's for people who have achieved Success Club 5 or higher in there. It's just a level up. So people are posting what they're doing in their Instagram stories in there. People are posting what's working, what's not working. It's the coaches in there that are succeeding, okay? So you want to be in that group. I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's other trainings or other things that I could talk about, but I will talk about it on my live Q&A tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST. Okay, so let's go through the leaders for the month, you guys. Ooh. Okay, so we have Brandy, who's at Success Club 14, Nikki and Gabriella and myself at 12, Brittany, Sarah, and Megan Thomas at 10. Many of you are on the board with 2 or 4, you guys. We have 4 days left in the month. Really take advantage of the fact that challenge packs are $20 off. They also get $20 towards a bar A blend, workout pack in the month of December. Okay, so take advantage of it, you guys. Make sure that you are inviting and following up like crazy over the next couple days, okay? Because the people who I've been able to help this month, you guys know I had a slow start to the month. I've shared that with all of you. It's been all follow-ups and new invites, okay? So the proof is in the pudding. You got to invite, okay? Next section, you guys, top recruiters. We got Meg Thomas, who just achieved a Diamond in her second business center, you guys. She signed up 12 coaches this month. 12 coaches, you guys. That's insane and amazing. And you're probably all like, what is she doing? She's doing the work. She's going out there and she's talking about coaching. She's inviting. She's following up. And she is like hustling, you guys, okay? Gabriella also, I believe she has 6 coaches, so I need to update that. But you guys are doing amazing this month. Amazing, amazing. Haley Vaughn is officially a 1-star diamond. qualifying leader. So what that means is her team has hit 1-star diamond. They have to hold it for 5 weeks to be an official 1-star. And then we had her husband, Joel, Gabriella, and Megan's second business center go diamond last week, you guys. So it was a big week for our team. This should be the norm, guys. This should be the norm that I get to announce you guys for moving your business forward. So make sure that you are kind of pushing aside any self-limiting beliefs that you have. Get yourself into that Prep to Diamond group with me starting December 2nd, and we can help you move your business in the right direction, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to introduce our speaker today. So we have Melissa on with us, you guys, and I'm so excited to hear from Melissa because her and I have like known each other for years. We're like veteran coaches in the business, and Kirk and I have always adored her and her husband and her beautiful little family. But I asked her, to share, to tell me some things that she wanted me to share with you guys, and she said, "I'm a self-proclaimed hot mess mom." And I was like, "You were going to fit it on our team, right?" We're all like, "Yeah, I'm a hot mess too," right? Like running around with my head cut off 24/7. She's married to Matt. Like I said, he's an amazing guy. They have 3 children, a 9-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So she is a busy mama, you guys. She started in March of 2012, and she's hit Success Club every single month since she signed up, you guys. That's a huge award or accomplishment in this business. She's a lifetime 8-star diamond in the business, so she's helped 8 people rank advanced to diamond or higher. They're a 3-time elite team. Her team is Team Destination U. She quit her full-time job after 18 months of starting coaching and did this for full-time for 6 years. She did go back to work for 3 months, and she said she's going to explain that in here. And she's now a full-time as the director of enrollment at her son's Christian school. Okay, so girlfriend is busy. Like, she's busy, and she's also, I'm surprised you didn't put this on here, Melissa, she spoke on the big stage at Summit a couple years ago and shared her story because she has an amazing story that I'm sure she'll share a little bit about as she's kind of getting the talk going. But Melissa, you are amazing. Like, you're amazing, and I've watched you from afar, and I completely respect you. So I'm excited for you to be able to speak to our team and share with us about balancing and prioritizing.
Thank you for that, Meg. Hey guys, it's so great to talk on your call, Meg, and to talk to you guys. You have an amazing leader in Meg, and she's right, we've known each other for a long time. I remember the first time we really chatted was in line on the cruise, waiting to get our picture taken. And at that point, we were both in the top 50 of the company together. So that was an awesome memory I have of you. And it's an honor to be on here. And it's funny because I forgot to put in my little bio that I have multiple sclerosis. And so I did get up on stage and I told my story. So every day, on top of everything else, that's something that I battle, but I try not. The reason why I probably didn't remember to talk about it is because I don't like to give it that much credit and weight in my life. I don't like to give it the power it doesn't deserve. But part of that story, and you can Google it, it is on the Beachbody YouTube.
One more thing. Can you turn that towards me just a little bit so I can see her just a little better?
There. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, you can Google my speech, and it talks about my journey with MS and how Beachbody, obviously, Beachbody products are not a cure for any disease or illness, but it does talk about my story. So you can go there and check that out. But what I really wanted to talk to you about is balance. And I've really had to embrace the fact that there's no such thing as balance. And I think we as women especially get so caught up in if the scale tips this way, we have to figure out a way to make it like this, and it's just never going to happen. How many times, and you can show your hands, I like to be a little interactive, how many times have you ever asked somebody, anybody, hey, how are you doing? And then their response is, I'm so bored. Like, never. That's never the response. It is always, I'm so busy. We're all busy, and we all have our own definition of busy in our lives. And it's a matter of embracing the hot mess. I came to this call like this in my Not Today Satan sweatshirt and my crusty hat because even Matt said to me, he's like, you're going on Meg's call like that? I said, because this is me. And I have to get dressed up during the day now. And if I can have a moment like this, this is the priority. The priority was to be on this call. It wasn't to look all pretty on the call. It was to show up for you guys. So I'm going to talk to you about priorities and how to manage those a little bit. So what Meg said earlier, I was able to quit my full-time job. And again, Beachbody, insert the income disclaimer here, but I quit my full-time job about 18 months in. And I did that because my oldest, I hated dropping him off at daycare. And I also hated the job I was at. And so it became a goal. And again, goals are a big deal. You need to write down your goals. We'll talk about that a little bit too. If you don't have a goal in mind, and if you don't have a big why, and you hear it all the time, but it's so true. If you don't have that vision for your business, you need to figure that out, especially going into 2020. We need to have 2020 vision going into 2020. You have to have that vision for your business. Otherwise, it's going to get off kilter and it's suddenly not going to be a priority anymore. And it's okay, guys, if your priorities shift a little bit, but if your vision for your business is strong and your why is stronger, you're gonna get there without having to take 10 steps back. All right, so I really want you to write down your vision, not right now, after the call, for 2020, for your business, and what that will do for your life, okay? Once you have that, it will make it much easier to write down your goals for your business and for your life. All right, everybody gonna do that? Okay, so the balance piece. When I decided that I really wanted to leave my full-time job way back when my son was 1, the theme of Summit that year was Dream Big. So I wrote down my Dream Big goal and that was it. And then it was accomplished, right? And then I got there and I'm like, woohoo, I got there. Now what? So for the past 6.5 years, I've been writing down new goals. And during that time, we were blessed with another baby. He's now 3, just turned 3 last week. And we were blessed with another baby who just turned 1 last month. During that time, and I'm just going to say this because for me it's true, during that time I learned that I'm a great mom. I am not a great stay-at-home mom. I'm just not. I could not be home in balance, right? And balance what I needed to balance with them and balance my business without going crazy like I needed to get out of the house. I would just drive to Target just to get into the car and go to Target. And it was becoming a problem for my bank account. So, guys, I decided that for me personally, I needed to go back to work and this is the freedom that this business gave me. I only went back to work to a job I could be very, very, very picky. And I was very picky. I wasn't applying for anything much more than the job that I'm at. And I did it when I knew that the timing was right. So my daughter was 1. I'm still nursing her. The long story, the goal was to be done when I went back to work, but she's having nothing of it. So I'm back at work and it's doing something that I absolutely love. And guess what? I'm still doing Beachbody because I absolutely love what we do as coaches. And I love having a team that stands behind me and beside me and in front of me doing the mission that this Beachbody business carries out. So when I went back to work, it's an intense job. I'm the director of enrollment for his school. And so it's a director position. And so with that comes a lot of stuff, plus managing pumping while I'm there and managing all the things at home, right? And it gets crazy, of course. And my priorities, I have my priorities laid out. So that's why I say that balance is one of the biggest falsities of today. There's just no such thing. How can you possibly, I wrote it all down and I'm sure I forgot stuff. How can you possibly manage? Now make your own list. Being a mom, being a chef, being a housekeeper, being a spouse, being a dog mom, being a business owner. I just published a journal, exercising to keep up your health, being a laundromat, being a woman of faith, being a good friend, and work full time. How can you possibly manage all that stuff and have complete OM all the time? You can't. And you have to just write the word balloon, write the word balance on a helium balloon and let it go. Let it fly away and just understand that it's okay to not have balance all the time. So I want you guys to share with us, just like 2 people, you can unmute yourself and give us, what are your top 5 things that are your top 5 priorities right now, today? What were the top 5 priorities for you today? Don't be shy. You can share. You can unmute yourself. We need at least 1 participant, so don't make it be Meg.
I'll unmute someone if I have to, you guys. We'll give you 5 seconds.
Don't be shy. This is a safe zone.
My top 5 priorities I can share.
Okay, sounds good, Arlene.
I started my morning doing my coaching work. I went to work. I'm a teacher. I got to see my husband and spent time with him. Spent some time with my dogs, I guess, and ate healthy.
Good. See? Simple. So Arlene's top 5 priorities today were to be a good spouse, a good coach, so a good business owner, a good teacher because she cares about her students, she cares about her body, and she cares about her dogs. So those were her top 5 priorities today. And there were probably more within the day, but she was able to balance those because those are the ones that meant the most. Now, if you didn't get your workout in today, I'm just going to say it wasn't a priority for you today. And guess what? That's okay. It is okay to miss a workout. It's okay to not send 10 invites in a day. But when it becomes a pattern that, okay, so you don't do your workout today and you don't do it tomorrow, and then guess what? Thursday's Thanksgiving, so you don't do it on Thanksgiving, and then you have all the bloat on Friday, so you really don't feel like, see, it becomes this, now we're on this track of, now it's becoming a problem. If you don't send out your 10 invites or however many invites you do a day, if you don't send them out today, and then it's all crazy tomorrow, and then it's crazy on Thursday, so obviously you're not going to do them Thursday, and then Friday you're Black Friday shopping. Now that's 40 whatever invites you could have sent, and now you feel like you have all this. It's like that picture of the guy pushing a stone up the mountain, and then it starts to fall back on him. The worst thing that you could say, in my own humble opinion, about your business is, and maybe you've said it, and if you have, it's okay, forgive yourself. I'm going to take my foot off the gas. I'm just going to take my foot off the gas for my business right now and see what happens. And it's okay in a sense, but what happens is, just like if you took your foot off the gas of your car, you'd stop and you won't go any further. And until you get that momentum again, I don't even want to say motivation, but until you get that vision again to step on the gas, I live like an hour southwest of Boston. All that time, I could have been stepping on the gas. I would have been in Boston by now. Whereas now I'm sitting in my driveway still. So you got to think of that when you're saying, I'm going to take my foot off the gas. Have you lost that 2020 vision? Have you lost touch with your goals? Hey, I get it. Health scares happen. Warranted to take your foot off the gas a little bit, or a lot bit. Okay. So there's certain situations where that's totally fine to do that. When I was diagnosed with MS, it was before Beachbody, but I would imagine that would have thrown me for a loop. But I can say for a lot of coaches out there, it's been a propellant to propel them forward to do even more with their businesses. But if that's not you, that's okay. Like I said, there's some times where the balance shifts and priorities are different, but you don't completely bury the priority of your business. That's fine. So it's having that vision, having those goals written down. One thing when you have a baby, so as Meg knows, it can be crazy. And that's when it's okay to lean on your team too. Don't think that you have to do things alone. I know for me, I am tired a lot. My daughter is still getting up in the middle of the night like clockwork at 2:45 a.m. to nurse. It's like, and I have been pregnant, again, it's a blessing, pregnant or nursing for the past 4 years. And I am tired, but I keep trucking forward because my priorities are there, and this business means so much to me because of what it's done for me. So don't forget why you started. You started because the products in our workouts did something for you. More often than not, that's how you start. So don't lose that vision either of why you started. So some top tips: set your goals, know your why. Sounds cliche, but it's true. Don't make excuses for yourself. If you start to say, well, I didn't work out today because I was too tired, it's an excuse, and that's fine. But if you're going to make an excuse for yourself, own it. Be like, hey, I didn't work out today, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It wasn't my priority for the day. I think once we start to make excuses, it's another reason to just keep piling on the excuses. Instead of making the excuse, just own it. Just, I didn't work out today and I'm okay with that. Don't be like, oh, I didn't work out today because da, da, da. Be like, no, I just didn't work out today and I'm fine with that. So own it, and prioritize. So some examples of how I prioritize, especially now that I'm back to work. I will do a lot of my invites on my lunch break. I will do invites if I need to go blow off steam and walk around campus. I'll walk around campus and send out some invites or do some Instagram stories while I'm walking around campus. There's ways to do double damage there. So if I am working from home, which I was blessed to be able to do today, and I am doing 17,000 loads of laundry, I am also listening to a podcast. Those are just simple ways to get things done. I listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey. And so my son knows when Dave Ramsey's coming on because it's on every day in the car. So just ways that you can do double duty. When I'm doing my workout, I'm a TV lover. I love TV and I love game shows. So guess what? My laptop is right in front of the TV. I'm doing my workout while I'm watching Wheel of Fortune. So I'm able to still watch my fun show while I'm doing my workout. And for me, that brings me happiness. So now I'm killing two birds with one stone. So those are just some different ways. Scheduling your posts for your accountability groups. Hopefully you're running your own accountability groups. If you're not in one of Meg's or your uplines. But I schedule all of my posts I have like an hour block on Sundays where I take an hour and I schedule all my posts for my 4 groups that I'm running, and it's done. So that's a priority for me, is to show up every single day in my accountability groups. So I make sure that I do that. And then when I do my workout, I'm in each one posting a live photo, so that they know that I'm just not, just scheduling posts. I'm also there live. So those are some of my top tips. Let's see what else I wanted to say. And it's okay to have multiple priorities. It's not selfish. That's the other thing as women. We always think that we're being selfish if we take time for ourselves. if you don't wear your oxygen mask first, then we're not going to be able to help others around us. It's also cliche, but it's also very true. You have to be able to show up for you first before you can be your best for anybody else. So if that means that I'm doing my workout on my lunch break in my office and pull my little shade, that's what I'm going to do. And my work will be better for it. I won't be grumpy walking around. I'll be better when I get home because I won't have to do my workout when I get home, and I'll be able to be more present for my kids. Guys, I work out next to the kitchen table when the kids are eating their food. So that's another time that I work out. So when they're eating their dinner, I get my workout in. And most people will be like, well, shouldn't you be sitting to eat with them? In an ideal world, yes. And sometimes we do, but sometimes I just need to get it done. So that's how you can balance those priorities. But again, it's never a perfect balance. I go to bed every night thinking I got a lot done today, and I am proud of myself for sticking to my priorities. And sometimes it doesn't happen the way that I would like it to. And sometimes the items on the agenda don't get scratched off. And that's okay. They just get rolled over to the next day, and I get right back at it. And I remind myself every week in my planner, I don't have it right here, but in my planner, every week I write my vision and I write my goals at the top of the week. And I just revert back to those if I ever lose sight of them. So that's what I have for you tonight. I hope that helped a little bit.
Oh, for sure, Melissa. And it's so helpful to hear. And I think it's also really refreshing that you said, I am not a stay-at-home mom. I work towards this goal to be a stay-at-home mom, and you achieved it with this business. And then you said, you know what? I don't really want to be home with my children, and that's okay. That's okay. And I think that's going to resonate with some women, where it's like, I know there's quite a few people on our team that are like, I love my job, but I also want to grow my Beachbody business. Do I have to, we think we have to quit, right? You don't have to. You get to paint what success looks like for your family and for you, right? So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Guys, do we have any questions for Melissa?
I did love being, just to clarify,
yeah,
I did love being home with my kids. I just realized I go stir crazy. Legit, every single day I was at Target.
You're like my husband. I would never leave the house if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for having on, Lisa. This is her first call, and she was able to hear that. And, yeah. See. Okay, so Melissa, I have a question for you. So you've been in the business for, 7 years, and you've seen all the ebbs and flows that we love with the business and social media and everything like that. Where are you finding you're spending most of your time? Is it on Instagram, or is it on Facebook? Is it a little bit of both? What do you find is working?
I spend a lot of time on Instagram. It's not time well spent, because for me, it's Facebook all the way. And I know I'm in the minority there, or I feel like I am these days, but I get Zippo traction on Instagram, and I've done every Instagram training I could possibly pay for or not pay for. And at the end of the day, Facebook is where it's at for me. I don't know if that's because I've built such a following on Facebook over the years. I don't know what it is, but I'm not afraid to tell my story. And I think that's a big piece of success, is showing your story. Like I said, guys, for the past 4 years, I've been a vessel for life, which is awesome, to be able to carry babies and feed them. And I've shared the ups and the downs and my weight gain and loss. I look at Meg and I'm like, holy mackerel, how do you do that so quickly? But everybody's journey is so different, and you just have to be true to your own and just share your story. But for me, sharing my story on Facebook has always been the best way. And actually, it's funny, Meg, because I have to change how I share my story because I work in the school now as a director of enrollment. So if potential families are looking at me in a sports bra and whatever, I had to change how I share that a little bit. But I still share. So it's not totally impossible. If you're facing something like that, you can work around it.
For sure. And Facebook, guys, Facebook is never going to go down. So like, I'm sure in a year or a couple months, there's going to be some other app that comes out that we're all going to flock to, but you got to still continue to build. Because like you said, you have a lot of people on Facebook. Facebook was slower for me earlier this year, and now that's where I'm finding the majority of my people versus Instagram. So yeah, like it switches, you guys. So you got to continue to grow both even through the slow times. Okay, so I saw a question from Arlene, and I think Gabriella had it as well. I have a goal to leave teaching and go coach. Oh my God, I can't talk. And coach full time. I'm tired, guys. Any tips you can give?
So I have to say, I gotta hand it to you teachers. Now that I'm around them every day, I'm like, whoa, how do you guys do it? So I have a lot of respect for teachers. So thinking back to when I was trying to leave my prior job, which was at a health insurance company in their sales department, I really just didn't let myself have excuses. I was, excuse my French, I guess, balls to the wall. I didn't let myself stop. I was getting back to people while I was walking to the bathroom. I brought my phone with me in the bathroom. I was up late. I had a 1-year-old at the time, and I was hustling hard. And I haven't really stopped hustling, but at that time I was like, I need to get out of this job. And I think that's why I have such a strong base for my team, is because of how hard I hustled then. It's carried over to now. It really comes back to that vision. It's very simple. What's the secret sauce? It's consistency. It's showing up even when you don't want to, even when you are tired as all get out and you just want to go to sleep. You can still send out 3 quick invites in about 5 minutes and then go to sleep. It's priorities. I know that's nothing magical or something that you haven't already heard, but that's the secret sauce, is consistency.
For sure. And I love that you said balls to the wall, because it's true, you guys. Like, I love that, made me smile. But it really is true, you guys. Like, we're all looking for like that secret that's going to like take our business to the next level, and it's staring at you right in front of you. Like you have it on the Success Club system tracker. You take those things, you stay consistent with it, and you 10x it. Like you just say, and like Melissa said, like when you are going to the bathroom, you are going through and you are like responding back to people or inviting. When you're tired, you're still doing it. You're not letting those excuses override that vision, and you're literally hustling and putting in the grit and sacrifice, and it's so worth it, you guys. So worth it. Okay, last question. I saw Nancy said, how do you schedule your posts?
So I go into my Facebook group, and there's a way to schedule your posts. That's all I do. I just go into the group and schedule them. Sometimes I'll use the challenge tracker, not the challenge tracker, the challenge group guides in the back office to get ideas. And it's literally cut and paste, guys. If you haven't used those, use them. But for recipes and stuff, sometimes I'll just do a quote of the day, or I'll do my meal plan for the week. And I'm sure Meg has guides and stuff for you guys as far as how to run a challenge group, but that's all you do. You just go in your group and you schedule it for a future day. I just do chunks of a week at a time. I wanted to just mention, because I'm sure some people might be thinking, so are you on your phone all the time? I've gotten much better over the years, but at first, yes, I was, because my goal was to get the heck out of that cubicle. And once I was out, I didn't have to be on as much. Honestly, I don't consider it's work, obviously, but it's fun. And so when my kids are up, when they're eating or when they're doing whatever, this isn't out nearly as much as it used to be. I do a lot of work once they're in bed, and luckily we're pretty regimented when it comes to getting them to bed between 7:30 and 8. So I know that after 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I have at least 2 hours to get stuff done. And some might be thinking, well, how does your husband feel about that? And that's a whole nother call for another day. But obviously he is on board with our goals too. And at first he wasn't. When I first started, he didn't understand. We had to have that conversation of, listen, this is a business that can really provide for our family quite a bit. And this is my goal. Are you on board? But we had to have that conversation. So I encourage you to do that. But no, you don't have to be on your phone 24/7. You can have focused power hours or power half hours, power 10-minute pods, whatever, to have time efficiency throughout your day too. So you don't have to be on your phone all the time.
I love that you said that. I listened to a call from Danielle Latoni, and she said something along the lines of, like, you can build a multi-million-dollar business with this thing, you guys. So we should never apologize for being on this. But you have to make sure that you're on it when you're not, like, with your family, right? So it's having those, those times where you say, hey guys, I'm going to be on my phone, having those conversations like Melissa was saying. And then other times being like, you know what, this thing is getting turned off. My Apple Watch is getting taken off my wrist. Everything is turned off and I'm present with my family, right? Like our priorities, it goes back to our priorities. So Melissa, thank you so much for sharing with us. And I absolutely adore you. You gave some great tips. Guys, I will make sure that I put this recording up in the team call or team group later tonight. No, tomorrow morning, because I'm going to bed. Tomorrow morning, I will put the recording up. I will see you guys all in the team group. Like I said, we have our live Q&A tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST. So if you have questions, make sure you go in there and put it below my announcement in the new and improved group. And I'll see you guys all later.